Hey now, I'm back with a review of a trading system from the TradePrime channel that promises a win rate of 86% and has over 750,000 views. You can trade the system manually or with a free automated trading strategy developed by the Traders Landing team. I encourage you to stick around to the end when I show you how to make this trading system even better. And for those of you who want to play in the high-risk, high-yield income space, check out my Crypto Landing channel, where viewers are making a killing every day passively with projects like Smart Bond that is generating 5% every week. And if you want to see more content like this, then crush that subscribe button before your next trade winds up like this. I call this system Prime 86, and like most trading systems, it can be adapted to Forex, crypto, options, stocks, indices, or any instrument that has significant volume and market participants. This trading strategy utilizes 3 free TradingView indicators. As always, links and settings to all indicators are listed in the description. The first indicator is the half trend. Inputs will be kept at default, and I am going to remove the ATR high and low in addition to removing both ATR ribbons. The half trend is a short-term trend indicator that works similar to the super trend. A blue triangle followed by a blue line indicates a bullish trend, and a red triangle followed by a red line indicates a bearish trend. In Prime 86, the half trend will be used as a precondition for entry. The second free TradingView indicator is the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. Per the creator of this system, I am going to change the RSI period to 2 and the upper band to 90 and the lower band to 10. The RSI is an extremely popular oscillator that attempts to determine overbought and oversold conditions in the market. This study will provide a precondition for entry. In the original video, there was never a stop-loss method included, so because I recommend trading in reality, I am not only going to add one, but I am going to give you some additional options at the end of the video, including some that have already been included as part of the automated strategy. So the third study, our ATR bands, I'm going to set the input at 2 times the ATR and color it in orange. The average true range is a measure of the volatility of an instrument, and in my experience is a great component to a stop-loss methodology. Therefore, this study will be used to set the stop-loss level in Prime 86. Before I show you how this system works, I want to thank my sponsor, Henko Trade, and I really want to thank them for the 100% deposit bonus. But I must let you know I was disappointed because it took 13 seconds for my free 25K to be placed into my trading account. I like my free money in less than 5 seconds. So if you're looking for a broker with no KYC, spreads down to 0, and 500 times leverage, but can put up with the inconvenience of your free money coming into your account in over 10 seconds, then Henko Trade is for you. I suspect they will have you smiling like this guy. Back to my system. As always, rules and details are listed in the description below. This chart is Euro versus the US dollar 30-minute Japanese candlesticks. First, we are looking for the RSI to move below the 10 level. Second, we are looking for a half trend buy signal as signified by this blue triangle. This is our trigger candle. We enter when the candle immediately following the trigger candle moves above the close price, which this one briefly did and then closed below it. Cancel the setup if the next candle does not close above the trigger candle. The stop is placed at the ATR band of the trigger candle and our target is dynamic. The trade is closed when the RSI moves back above the 90 level, and long example 1 closes in profit just short of 1-to-1 risk versus reward. I'm going to show you one more long example. The RSI goes below the 10 level. The half trend indicator gives us a buy signal. This is our trigger candle. We enter when price moves above the trigger candle. We cancel the setup if the next candle does not go above the trigger candle. The stop is placed at 2 times the ATR of the trigger candle, which is the orange band below price, and the target is dynamic. We exit the trade when the RSI moves above the 90 level, and in this case, it had to go below and then move above. This is what I will test for shorts. First, the RSI must be above 90. Second, we are looking for a half trend sell signal as signified by this downward triangle. This is our trigger candle. Enter when price moves below the trigger candle. Cancel the setup if the next candle does not go below the trigger candle. The stop is placed at 2 times the ATR above the trigger candle, and the target is dynamic. And we close the trade when the RSI goes below the 10 level with a risk to reward of 0.8. I have one more short example. The RSI is above 90. There is a half trend sell signal. This is our trigger candle. Enter when price moves below the trigger candle and cancel the setup if it does not. The stop is placed at 2 times the ATR above the trigger candle, and the target is dynamic. Close the trade when a candle closes while the RSI is below the 10 level, and long example 2 is in profit with a risk to reward ratio of 2.73. I'm going to give you some great ideas on how we can improve this system along with a trader's landing score. And now it's time to do what I do. If you enjoy this content, hit the like button. I actually tested this on both Bitcoin versus the US dollar and Euro versus the US dollar, both using 30-minute candles as recommended by TradePrime. However, in my testing, I discovered this system performs much better on the higher time frames. More on that in a moment. On Bitcoin, the win rate was short of 86%, but did come in at over 54%. However, due to the dynamic nature of the system, the gross profit was underwater at minus 23.63%. On the Euro versus the US dollar, the win rate was better at almost 60%, but the gross profit was 1.39%. And realistically speaking, including spreads and fees, this would have been a net loss, unless you are trading with Henko Trade or another zero-fee broker. I do have some settings that produce much better results over many instruments, and I've posted about that in our community. If you are not a member, you can join for free to discuss this video or anything else trading related. So the Bitcoin equity curve is complete trash and tells us the parameters of this system do not work with the tested chart as configured. Now the Euro USD chart tells another story. There is a significant period of time when this system is pumping profits, most notably very recently when the euro started to trend very hard. This indicates to me this system can be fantastic when properly deployed on trending charts. The key will be identifying those charts which every trend trader needs to be looking out for every day. I give this system as originally presented a trader's landing score of 0 because there was no stop loss. But I think in the higher time frames, this thing could be an 8 with little effort because further testing indicates the makings of a very profitable system. Additionally, this trades with the combination of entering with the trend after a pullback. Remember, the enemy of great is good. I have 6 ideas on how we can improve this system. First, using a simple trend filter like a 200 EMA, you can easily filter out bad trades like this short. Staying with the trend is key for any trend following system. Second, I just picked a stop loss method since the original video did not specify one. Another method you can use is a simple previous swing low matched with a fixed risk versus reward, which yielded this very nice trade. Some additional items to consider are using a higher time frame confirmation, identify divergences on the RSI with default settings, and alter the overbought and oversold levels based on the chart you are trading, in addition to using a more profitable take profit method that allows you to capture more profits. Fourth, volume can be a good clue as to when the market will continue a trend. By placing an EMA over the volume, you can quickly see when volume is increasing and the market is going in your direction, or when volume can identify a fake out in the market, like on this losing long setup. This is an option in the automated strategy. Next, and this too is an option in the TradingView script, you can alter the ATR value of the trigger candle as the stop, which can get you in with a very good risk to reward ratio that takes into account market volatility. What do you want to see? I am open to suggestions as to what you want to add in terms of entry criteria, take profit, and stop loss levels. Just post your suggestion under this video in the community. I am going to include any suggestion that makes sense as an option in version 2, which will also be released for free. Thanks for watching and have a great day, because you deserve it.